Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from Forever Conscious, and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of February 16th. We have a couple of planetary shifts happening this week. We have Mars moving into the sign of Capricorn. That happens on the 16th. Whenever Mars changes signs, which happens a couple of times a year, it's always a good opportunity to think about our energy levels and how we are spending our energy. Mars would have just aligned with the galactic center, which, if you remember, I spoke about that last week. The galactic center is a highly charged energetic point, and now Mars energy is nice and charged. It's changing signs. So this is a good time to think about how we can amp up the energy in our own lives, how we can boost our own energy, and we can sort of think about how we're spending our energy. Are we giving our energy to things that are serving us and fueling us and making us feel more energized, or are we giving our energy to things that are depleting us? Really good time to do a check-in with that. The other planetary shift happening this week is Mercury going retrograde, the first Mercury retrograde of the year. This happens in the sign of Pisces and Aquarius, but mostly Pisces. Mercury will get into Aquarius a little bit towards the end of the retrograde, but this is happening mostly in the sign of Pisces. So Mercury rules over our mind and our thought processes. Pisces energy is a little bit more abstract, doesn't really like to communicate with words. It likes to communicate with thoughts and feelings and images. So that combination may have us feeling a little bit confused, a little bit more indecisive than usual. Maybe we feel more expressive in a creative way. Some of that Piscean energy of expressing ourselves through music or art might kind of take place over this retrograde. So retrogrades, I know a lot of people get afraid or find them frustrating or annoying because they can bring delays or, miscommunications. Yes, while Mercury goes retrograde, we're really being guided to go within. Things on the outside, things in our outside world, the communication around us is not as supported as our inner communication. And I know I say this a lot if you watch any of my videos, that it's your opportunity. Mercury retrograde is your opportunity to go within, to listen to your inner voice, to trust your intuition more. Don't look for external validation. Go within. And if you do encounter delays or things that are inconvenient or annoying, Mercury's sending you a sign, sending you a message. So see if you can lean into that and see what your inner voice is trying to communicate with you. On a deeper level, on a deeper sort of energetic undercurrent, I really feel like this Mercury retrograde will help to bring a rebirth of sorts. So I was saying that Mercury rules over our mind, and I feel like this is an opportunity for us to rebirth how we use our minds. Maybe like we can even unlock a new dimension in our mind, a new ability in our mind to either think differently, to think with a bigger picture, to listen and hear our intuition or tap into our intuition more. I feel like this energy will be helping us to unlock a new dimension of our mind and perhaps to use our mind in a different way. So if you like the sound of that, if that resonates with you, see if you can open to it. See if you can ask to be guided to unlocking a new dimension of your mind, or see if you can be guided to use your thoughts in a more positive or productive or open or gratitude, sort of way. So think about how you can open to that energy because it's there for you to use. You just kind of have to do the work to integrate it into your being. So opportunity to shift our mindset, to unlock our minds, to go use our minds in a more sort of productive and powerful way. So open to that energy, see where you feel called, journal, meditate, all that good stuff to open to these energies. And the other energy shift we have happening this week is the sun shifting into Pisces. So Mercury retrograde happens on the 17th, and I do have to apologize. If you have my moon calendar for 2020, I wrote that Mercury retrograde happens on the 18th. This is incorrect, and I really do apologize. It's happening on the 17th. It starts on the 17th. I check that calendar for mistakes like 100 times. I double check it, and just this one slipped through. So I do apologize for that. Mercury retrograde starts on the 17th. And then on the 19th, we have the sun moving into the sign of Pisces. So Pisces is the last part of our cycle before we hit the astrological new year, before we journey around, take this journey around the 12 zodiac signs again. It's a big point. We're reaching that culmination, that completion point before the new sort of chapter begins. So we may be feeling that. We may be feeling this sense of completion. We may be feeling this sense of gratitude and acceptance and just honoring where we've been and the journey that we've taken these last 12 months, as the sun has moved through these signs. And also, as for 2020, and it kind of, the energy is amplified this year a little bit because Saturn is getting ready to change signs as well. Now, this does not happen until March 20th. So this is the end of Pisces season. Actually, it's Aries season when this happens. But just before Saturn begins to change signs, so it's doing this in March, it starts to also wrap up the karmic lessons that we have been working with over the last 2.5 years. So this wrap-up phase is also happening through Pisces season. So we're wrapping up this journey of the sun, but we're also wrapping up this journey of Saturn and its energy and where it's been working in Capricorn over the last 2.5 years. So really a time of culmination, of endings, of those final lessons, of those final karmic, that final school textbook that we've been working with over the last 2.5 years, but also the last year, because the sun is also coming to the end of its cycle. So a real time for reflection, a real time for, final lessons or final little feelings of, honoring the journey that you've traveled. And I want to leave you with this, is that when Saturn changes signs and a new karmic cycle begins, Saturn always leaves a gift. It rewards you for your hard work. Think of Saturn like a strict school teacher, and it's like you have all this homework and it's really difficult, and they assess you really harshly, but then come the end of the school year, you're rewarded with that, A plus, or some sort of achievement reward, or trophy, but something of that nature. So Saturn always leaves rewards and gifts if you've done the work, which we all have, because the energy has been working and moving through us at whatever level we need to be working through and moving through it. So that's something we can sort of look forward to as Saturn gets into Aquarius come March. And then very, very finally, we do have the Pisces New Moon coming up on the 23rd. I'll talk more about it next week, but this Pisces New Moon is going to echo some of these themes. Yes, it's a new moon and there are new beginnings, but we are in this stage of sort of wrapping up, completing, reflecting, and that will sort of dominate the energy around this Pisces new moon. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe week ahead. I am Tanaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.